How did you start this company?
Well, it's really a big story and an interesting story. Uh, well, I have been in business almost since 1955. We started, and my father, in fact, he started the business of laboratory chemicals right in 1948. It was just after independence. These laboratory reagents and chemicals were all imported by only one company in India, it was ICI, and everybody was dependent on that. So at that time, in 48, just after the independence, he thought that why not at least we get these chemicals directly ourselves from whatever sources the ICI company is obtaining for Indian buyers, Indian colleges. That time, of course, not many industries were there, not many large institutions were there, but colleges were there, basic graduation, MSc. So he planned a visit to USA, Europe in 1948. And there we sourced out that yes, who are the international companies from whom the English people were buying, like the British Drug House, BDH used to be called, or ICI company. They are like sole profit makers also. So we first sourced out many of the companies in Germany, in Switzerland, in USA, and then we brought those companies in India. And thereafter we started our laboratory chemical business, importing a lot of chemicals for the research institutions, for the colleges in those days. Well, we are there supplying these chemicals for last almost till 1974. We are importing and supplying, and we are importing most of the specialized products, chemicals which are used for postgraduate research. But what is happening? We realized that ultimately we have to be self-sufficient. India was growing, institutions were established, all the central government laboratories were established, getting established, universities are coming up. So we thought, why not we try to manufacture these compounds in India? And ultimately we came to know that some of the leading companies in US, especially US, were employing Indian scientists and they were producing the chemicals. So we said when Indian scientists can produce those chemicals in America, then why not our own scientists in India can produce these chemicals? So we came in touch with the Institute of Science, which was earlier called the Royal Institute of Science, one of the most prestigious institutes in India. So we got their, it's a government of Maharashtra institution. We got their support. They provided us the sort of affiliation to some of their scientists, and we started in 1974 Sisco Research Laboratories Private Limited. That was our starting venture. We came, it was somewhere in October 1974, 75. Sisco Research Laboratory was established. It was a company, we had a small plant and we started with about 10 employees that time, but we employed some of the senior scientists, some of the, one used to, Dr. J.R. Merchant used to be one of the advisor provided by us by the Institute of Science. And what we thought that yes, we had to start developing reagents, and we started with specialized reagents. Gradually this range was keeping on increasing, because our objective was that you see in India all these products were earlier coming from abroad, and people were not very happy. Even later on in the Independence Day, people wanted only imported chemicals because their mindset was there that imported is the best one. So we thought, okay, we must change this mindset. Why not we make the best quality of products? So our vision was we make the laboratory chemicals. We make the laboratory chemicals which are the equivalent to the best in the world, I would say. I mean, it's not an exaggeration, because ultimately what was laboratory chemical is the purity of the chemical, which is important. And purity of the chemical is the question of your objective, your mindset, your vision there, what type of chemicals. So those things are available in the literature, but people were not prepared to make them up to the standard level. And what they're doing in Germany, people say, oh, German chemicals are the best, or the Swiss chemicals are best. So why not we do that? So we also started putting the best specifications in those days. NLR was the specifications, the ACS was the specifications, National Biochemical Society specifications. We adopted those specifications and we started. That ultimately, it is not an invention, it was a development. No company in the world is any of the, even the present company, they don't invent chemicals. Chemicals are invented by the researchers in the institutions, but we develop them. So we adopted those technologies available in the literature, and we started producing the chemicals, and that is how we have been keeping that pace. Yes, gradually we have to see that maximum number of chemicals are produced in our country, which are required by our researchers here in the laboratories, in the universities, and later on, of course, we expanded our reach even in the international market, and that is how we are continuing with this company, and that's I think we are trying to achieve our vision, and we continue to do that in years to come.
What is your business philosophy?
Well, I told you, business philosophy, ultimately every businessman wants what? He wants revenue, he wants profit. But with that, you have to have a legitimate profit, the legitimate, what I call, legitimate way of satisfying the people who are with us. So our philosophy is that we try to do business. Yes, it's a business, it's a manufacturing business. We have a team of people who work with us. They should feel satisfied. That is their first question. Second is the distributors, our stockists, who are serving the basic customers. The customers are universities, the customers are pharma companies, the customers are colleges, the hospitals, but who are servicing them? Our distributors. So we thought that we had to keep our distributors well satisfied, so that provide them good services, and that is how our basic philosophy. And well, the management should also feel happy that yes, we are making money out of it, and we are expanding, and whatever money we earn, we put back for our own development in terms of innovating new products, or putting new quality control methods, or putting more instruments. And that's how we thought that ultimately, if we are to reach the world standards and expand our range of products, we have to have a philosophy which satisfies all the sectors of our business.
How do you look at the future?
Well, future is bright, because as you see, we started in 1975, and now today we are in 2018. It's a big period. We have crossed over. I'm 83 years old, and I see that yes, my team, my directors, my all the stakeholders are doing very good, and we are expanding. So the future itself has given a very bright picture. What we are going to do in future. And yes, a lot of advancement is taking place internationally. Huge investments are coming in healthcare sector, in what they call biotechnology, in terms of nanotechnology, in terms of climate changes. All these things are going to make a big demand world over, not only in India. And ultimately, we are catering to the customers, the clientele all over the world. And that's why I think the future is tremendous, and a lot of funds are coming in India, abroad, and we are also putting new technology for manufacturing. We are putting a new method in management. We are also migrating very rapidly in the IT sector, and those things are making things very easy for us also, as well as for our users. So the future is really very bright, very I would say it's quite, we are very hopeful for it, very hopeful.
Thank you.
Thank you.